competitive has to be Group C. They're very equal in skill. Maybe Echo's a bit better than a lot of the others there, but hey, home crowd advantage.
It's like Echo versus
Indonesia.
Indonesia, just literally like that.
It's Echo versus Indonesia.
I
in
would
Group
say
C.
that Group B is a little bit more challenging considering the accolades and the experience behind them. So without further ado, let's enter the first match of Group B. Blacklist International from the Philippines and Team Falcons from Saudi Arabia. We're going to see Blacklist having first pick here with the Faramis taken out. Is our Falcons going to take... Oh, what? A Diggy ban?
They're Falcons. They're the only bird.
No birds allowed.
No owls. Get it? Because they ban out the Diggy and they're up against Owl.
But... Alright, that makes sense. Okay. Joy gonna be taken out by Blacklist as well. Falcon taking out the Wan. Alright, so this lays up actually a few heroes opened up here. Nolan still on the board. Oh, okay. Instantly taken out by Blacklist. They don't want to take a chance here.
The Wan as well, right? I mean, we know Owl loves the Wan. Even up against the Fanny in MSC was given the Wan pick. Unfortunately, was shut down by it, but it is one of his comfort picks that we have seen him play a lot of times before. Seems like Hadji here, looking a bit different from what I usually know, right? For Hadji, the Kada machine. I'm expecting Hadji to get one of the Kada heroes once again, Eterna.
Kada?
Kada.
What's Kada?
The Kada, yeah.
The Kada?
You don't know what Kada machine is?
Kadira? Oh, KDA machine Hadji.
Yes.
Oh, I was like, what's Kada? But yeah, I understand that.
Kada machine.
Kada machine. Sorry, I was thinking about it for quite a bit.
Yeah. It took you a while.
I was like, Kadira? Kada?
He does play
Abracadabra?
Kadira. He has played Kadira. But I think he does better on the Kada heroes. Literally, the heroes that stand in the back.
Eve, Farsa. Oh.
They go for Guinevere first pick with a Kadira ban from Team Falcons.
All right. So right now, we're standing at a 0% win rate on Guinevere, whether it's Guinevere Roam or Guinevere Jungle.
It hasn't been a good...
0 per 3, right? 3 matches so far. Blacklist International, they have been known to create their own algorithm. So let's see if they're going to be able to break the code of the lose streak of Guinevere. Meanwhile, Falcon, they're taking their dear time here with the Kadita being taken out. Very interesting bans coming from Falcon. It's not your regular bans for sure. Kadita and Diggy. And the Valentina first pick for the Saudi Arabian representatives.
First time in MPLI where we see a Valentina as well. Coach Lyric definitely trying to cook some crazy strategies in the back. And even the Edith, a hero that has been banned out a lot by mostly AP Brent. So they know what's up. They know what the Edith can do up against Blacklist International here, who are just going to lock in the Bruno. Still one of the favorites as well, especially for Owl. The Bruno secured like it's nothing in the Novaria as well. Trying to utilize that vision on top of the Guinevere and the Bruno for that extra hitbox.
You know what? I don't want to tunnel vision here. Is there a chance that this Novaria could be Roam? Or Guinevere Roam? Novaria mid? Is there a chance? Because, like, we've been plot twisted the entire day so far.
There's always going to be a chance. I won't say it's impossible, but looking at this lineup, I honestly just feel like it's best if the Novaria goes mid, if they just go for the standard, right? The regular. The Minotaur ban, though. Something very interesting. I understand with the Edith and the Lancelot. You're going to try to dive into the back and Blacklist. If they do pick up something like a Minotaur, we'll have a lot of cover and even re-engage potential against this dive. But for Blacklist, the bans should be towards that gold lane. You already picked up a Bruno. They want to try to give Owl as much room and space as possible. They do that, but not through gold lane bans. They do that, but through dive heroes banned out. Yudzong taken away, relieving a lot of pressure for that Bruno in the team fights.
And also the Novaria, right? Novaria is going to be a really strong anchor in the backline for damage and for just utility with the hitbox as well as sight. And so, of course, they do take something like the Yuzong that can definitely be a good counter towards the Novaria in the backline, but also a Khalid can actually be a really good option for Falcons to take. I wonder if they are going to be picking it up for themselves, especially with the Edith pickup. But of course, this Edith can still be flexed, in my opinion. I do like it better now for the EXP lane, but I think that roam still does have potential.
I think so too. I like it in the XP lane, especially my friend loves it in the XP lane with Inspire on that Edith, Primal Wrath, and then Inspire just to outplay their opponents. But in pro play, I think it's a bit different. I don't think it's that viable with the Inspire. Team Falcons, they're taking away a lot of the healers. When you look at the bans, you would expect these bans are usually towards Blacklist International before. Back in the day. The healer meta, Blacklist International, the Ube strat Blacklist. But even now with this roster, it just seems like that identity has even given this new reinvented Blacklist a kind of same Ube kind of strat. And the Brody will be banned out, giving Owl a bit more space in that gold lane to bully. And now Falcon, they want to go for a fast clearing gold laner.
I think Claude.
I actually think something more like a Beatrix. The Claude has a horrible time against the Bruno.
I don't like Claude, but why the Minotaur ban?
I think it's mainly just to stop the dive from happening. If they do want to dive on this Lancelot, this Valentina, and even the Edith, they want to stop any sort of re-engage or cover engage. Because Blacklist, if they're able to chain it together with the Violet Requiem, they're going to be locked down for ages.
All right, we'll see. Falcon's pick, they're hovering over it right now. Can't really see what that is. It looks like it could be a Beatrix.
I will choose my
Not a Beatrix. It's an
Arlet
Arlet pick first in the XP lane. They want to try to utilize this final pick to get a good gold laner into their hands for
Big
Lotric.
flex.
Master of
But it's a Tamiz
And the beast
pickup
of
for
vengeance.
Dominic in the XP lane, and a Mathilda being hovered over. You can even see the choice of emblem and battle spell for Dominic on that Tamiz. It's a Brave Smite Vengeance Tamiz.
I know it's not V, but is this still Matilda Airlines?
It should be, right? The identity sticks with the team, whether it be a different player. Blacklist International trying to utilize a pseudo Ube strat.
I mean, Guinevere jungle. It's giving you flashbacks, does it not?
It's a very V-wise combo.
Let's see what the response coming in from Falcons is going to be. Are they going to go for a safer pick in the Beatrix, who has a little bit more say in the lane as well in these team fights, or are they going to go for something a little bit more risky, like the Claude?
Oh man, the Claude against the Tamiz with Vengeance is a very scary thing to pick up, and yeah, they're gonna go for the Beatrix. Beatrix also gonna have a lot of trouble actually dealing damage against Blacklist International, especially if they go for a pure front to back. Dominic, remember the choice of spells. He went for Vengeance. You start shooting the Tamiz, if he gets Blade Armor and Vengeance, say goodbye to your health bar.
If I'm not mistaken, Tamiz had a buff, right?
Yep.
What was the buff?
Well, I actually forgot which part of it was buffed.
Okay,
but I do know...
we can ask the analyst later on.
Yeah, we'll have the tactical analyst later. But I do know that so far, I've been 100% wrong.
Okay. That's a bad situation.
It's a weird flex.
For Falcons right now. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen. We finally get to see Team of Falcons, the representative from Saudi Arabia, go head-to-head with the second lineup coming in from Blacklist International all the way from the Philippines. With a heavy dive composition from Blacklist, will Team Falcons be able to defend the aggression coming in? But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go to a technical pause for just a bit. Now we get to talk about
the game.
The game.
The draft.
The lineup.
The lineup. We're going to chill, and we are going to take our time here, just like the players here, to troubleshoot their problems. Ladies and gentlemen, please be patient with us as we try to troubleshoot this problem as fast as possible.
A little bird talked to me already.
A little bird?
Yeah.
What did he say?
A little bird said that the buff towards Thamus...
Was it a tactical analyst?
It was.
The TA?
Yeah, it was.
TAA, tactical
How did you know?
Analyst Arashi.
Yes.
I know because I literally saw him.
It's called acting.
Okay.
Anyway, he said that the buff towards Thamus was on cooldown of his first ability.
That's actually really, really good.
Movement speed.
It's really, really good. The duration of the cooldown for the first skill, that's one of the ways you're able to maneuver around the map really fast, clear the waves as well, and win out in these trades. That first skill gets you a lot more than you would think, actually. Just a little bit of a buff will have a drastic impacts on the hero.
Because back in the day, I feel like Thamus was really strong in lane in that 1v1. But what was kind of lacking was a little bit similar to Terizla. I felt like his mobility was a little bit... It was less than the meta EXP laners at the time. But now with the buff towards his first skill, I think that's kind of been negated. Second skill has been negated. Sorry, the little bird whispered to me again. He said second skill, not first skill.
The TAA?
The TAA.
The Tactical Analyst Arashi?
LB... I can't abbreviate. Wait. Tactical...
YCA, you can't abbreviate?
Wait, tactical...
TAA, Tactical Analyst Arashi.
LBTAA, there you go.
What is that?
Little Bird Tactical Analysis Arashi.
Why are there 2 T's?
I said 1 T.
Oh, alright.
I said LBT.
Ah.
Oh my god.
You know, you're making me confused. But it's okay.
Alright, we'll leave the abbreviations to Mirko. Back to the draft.
LIM, leave it to Mirko.
What do you think?
LITM, actually, sorry.
Was Edith in the roam position, or is she an EXP?
You're gonna have to... Let me just ask. You asked your little bird.
My little bird.
I'll ask mine as well tomorrow on the Edith, so it is gonna be the roamer Edith and the Arlet XP. It gets confusing when an Arlet and an Edith gets picked up because you don't know which one's going where, but
exactly.
We have confirmation from the big bird. Maro is on the Edith.
Ooh. I mean, back in the day, Maro was a legend on the Franco.
He was a legend, but you know who else is a legend?
Ooh. Dominic. Wow.
Gold medalist SEA Games already diving deep into enemy lines. My god, what an impressive force. Buying so much time and space for the team. You can see that Team Falcons had to rotate 3 members up top to keep him at bay. My lord. I like this name, by the way. Good Night. It'll give me a lot of creativity to cast later on if it is actually a good night for them. That's an Onward and an Earth Shatter. Locking key point down. It might be first blood. A good guiding win, and the flicker gets him out. A very scary situation, but Rindo has already hit level 4. Meanwhile, Leo gets caught in spatial migration. The Violent Requiem. What? And the Retry to secure the orange buff. A 3-level lead in the first minute of the game. I have never seen that happen before.
That's flexing. That's flexing if that's anything you can call it. I mean, Blacklist International completely outplaying Team of Falcons here in the first 2 minutes of the game. And that's a 1K gold that they have in their pockets. Wow, what a start to this.
What the heck? I've never seen a 3-level lead in the start of the game like that. Kimpoi knocked up again, but not much they can do with it. The guiding wind gets him out so easily. And sure, Blacklist International won't be able to have as much mid-control for now, but even with this mid-control, Rindo's the one on the turtle. There's not much Leo can do. He's still level 3. Dominic rotates a bit faster, and now that's going to be a flicker onward. Earthshatter comboed in, but with the Violent Requiem, it's Maro who gets picked off, and it's a free turtle over to Blacklist International.
He was looking for something over there. Leo, though, is he going to get taken down? And that's it! Owl, of all people, gets the kill on it to Leo. And that is going to propel this Bruno a lot further than the Beatrix in that lane.
The footballer gets a kill. It's a big snowball that he can develop here. Lautrec forced to just use that Bennett's Rage to clear the wave to get some of those minions. A 1.7k gold lead in the first 2 minutes of the game, and Team Falcons are already looking for scraps around the map. They need to look for something.
They do, and they haven't been able to find it. I mean, earlier on, Maro was looking for an engage with the Earth Shatter onward combination, but unfortunately, the counter engage coming from Blacklist was very quick as well. Maro here dealing some damage onto Kimpoi, but it's not enough damage to revert him back to the base. I mean, Kimpoi regenerating again, opening up again the vision. And this is Blacklist with so much control over the map.
Even Leo not able to farm. Good night! In the mid lane, 3 minutes in, gonna be taken out. Maro with a defensive Primal Wrath. A DPW.
Good night to good night.
It's not night yet. It's 4:32 p.m.
Is it?
It's good afternoon.
Oh, forced the flicker there in the top side. You can tell that Hulk is having quite a challenging time there against the Thanos in the lane. And that's exactly what we were waiting for, right? The buffs to the Thanos, we wanted to see how it performed. And this is what we're getting here.
It's doing really good in lane. Good damage as well. Final slash. Connecting onto Natalia, I believe.
Was there a Natalia in the game?
That's the turret we use usually, a turret when it doesn't hit anything. But nice catch. Now it's Falcon who are basically trying to catch a lot of these hands from Blacklist International who are trying their best to just box Falcon out of these positions. They're not really able to find these positions at all. The Astral Echo reveals 2 and Maro is forced back with an Astral Meteor and a Sphere connecting onto the back. Leo forced to use the puncture defensively, and even a very aggressive circling Eagle takes them out of the turtle fight entirely. Hulk forced to jump in with a vengeance, and that's a Spear connecting. Hulk walking back, forcing a lot of this team to just help him get out, and Blacklist are controlling this game so well.
Blacklist having all their roots in the neutral objective takes, and it seems like despite realizing that they don't have enough firepower to go head-to-head with Blacklist, Falcon still seem to want to force the issue. Do you think they should be looking for trades somewhere else? Maybe try and bring Lotric up?
That's the plan. Eterna definitely is, but Kimboy is not letting that happen. Another circling Eagle from Good Night. The turret falls in the bottom lane as he gets out with a guiding wind. No trades for Team Falcons.
That's a 4K gold lead for Blacklist in the 5th minute of the game. What's going on? What do Falcons do at this point?
Well, Good Night's gonna be knocked up and taken out with a Requiem and a snipe from downtown. Hadji eating Good Night up just like you guys can eat. Hello, Panda.
201 KDA.
Schnack.
They gotta be enjoying this. 4,000 gold lead already? Literally nobody from the side of Blacklist has been taken out yet. That's how oppressive that they have been, and that's how calculated they have been when they go in for the engages. Just taking away all opportunities for Falcons to come back in the game.
They're just trying to beat the clock at this point, right? 6 minutes in, 4,800 gold lead built up. Good Night has only gone the clock of destiny. And when you do that much damage onto the tank, you know it's a problem. The Meteor on top of a Requiem. Hulk gets a final slash, but it's all just to defend and delay the inevitable. The turret from being taken out up top.
But you can say that the Requiem has been such a driving force into the pickups coming in from Blacklist International, and not one person from the side of Falcon have actually respected that. No purifies whatsoever. I understand being on a Valentina, you want to have that flicker in your arsenal to go for these engages, especially when you pick up a initiating type of ultimate. But at this point, I think it would have been a little bit safer to go for Purify, seeing as how many times he's already been taken out in the first 6 minutes of the game. Already 0-2-0. Not really a good stat for him.
And every single ambush strat they're looking for has been basically read out by a circling Eagle. That's a Menace Rage onto Kimboy. The first kill on the board. Rindo gets a Requiem though, and he picks up a killing spree. Now, gonna be run down as that's a circling Eagle to the back by Good Night, but he's not able to find enough damage. Rindo just soaks it in, and now it's Dominic, who's looking for a flank, but he decides to stop.
There is a little bit of trading, I would say, for Falcon finally being able to crack that egg here in the 7th minute of the game. Kimboy gets taken out, but unfortunately it was a roamer as well. So there's not many shutdowns to be available at this point. But Blacklist, again, still the oppressive force, looking for more trades. They're able to take that tower in the bottom side, and they're pushing once again. I don't know if Hulk can actually protect this, and I don't know if he wants to, right? Kimboy on the Matilda, it's going to be so easy for him to dive in and dive out, weave in and weave out of these engages, being the sole protector of his team. And Rindo again?
Spatial migration and a violent Requiem again with Matilda Airlines to top it off. And a Retribution steal. Dominic as well in the back, just flanking, zoning for the turret to be taken down in the mid lane. Forward free, another spatial migration. Not enough damage, but they've done enough emotional damage to push and shove Falcons back to their base.
Turret damage as well. Another turret does fall in the top side here for Blacklist International. Up until this point, the Saudi Arabian representatives, Falcons Esports, has yet to touch a single turret from Blacklist. It's almost a 10k gold lead for Blacklist.
in the 8th minute of the game. They've beaten the clock at this point. And Dominic's not even letting Leo get free farm. No free farm for any one of the members from Team Falcons. He might actually just lose out even more with the bottom lane getting shoved in. I don't think Falcons can even take Dominic down with one member. They cannot, like, match Dominic's presence with one member. They have to send at least 3. But by that time, Blacklist will just get a free neutral objective. Leo walks up and gets taken out like it's nothing. Chain CC'd on a Lancelot with a lot of unstoppable, untargetable abilities. He still gets one shot.
What was the plan, right? You're already 4 levels below. If you wanted to look for a steal, it was still so far off.
It's even a 90-10 steal. Yeah.
Exactly. The possibility of being able to steal with a 4-level deficit against the enemy jungler, that's a 10% chance, basically. So I don't understand what the plan was. Why did he dive in there?
Well, obviously, they're getting desperate at this point, right? They haven't even hit the 10-minute mark, and they've already lost so much spatial migration as the replay comes in. And my oh my, there's a little bit of an engage happening in the mid lane. No kills, however. Let's take a look at the replay again. Yeah, you're right. Leo, it felt like they were just getting desperate. They wanted to get an opening. They wanted to look for a steal, but they just couldn't find it.
It looks like a tilt. It looks like a tilt. It looks like a wrong...
A misstep?
A wrong calculative decision. Like it wasn't calculated properly. And that's the result that you were given. Leo, unfortunately, was taken out, and this Lord is going to be marching down on the top side. This might be the final push.
It actually might be. With the First Lord, it's very rare to see a First Lord final push, but in 10 minutes, it's an 11,000 gold lead. Falcons still able to evade from the inevitable end. Before now, I feel
almost
like...
12K.
Exactly. With that gold lead, they're kind of just relying on Blacklist to make a mistake here, right? What other proactive movements can they make?
They can name the hero and win 4,000 diamonds.
Just like the people back at home?
Exactly.
What's that hero?
It's Diggy.
Diggy was banned, no.
Okay. Who wasn't banned?
Camus?
Farsa.
Yeah, I mean, technically you're right. Farsa wasn't banned.
Could be Farsa.
Leo has completed the Thunder Belt. Dominic just opening up the map like it's his part of the map, right? At this point on the Stammes, is he even killable?
Doesn't look like it so far. Does Falcon have enough just raw damage at this point, being so far behind? I guess we'll get to a little sneak peek into the items from the Valentina. Not near as ready. The Beatrix has the raw damage, but what about the penetration?
For Blacklist, I don't even think they need penetration at this point. The Falcons frontliners they don't even have enough gold to actually pose a threat defensively. Rindo just jumps in like it's nothing, pops in the Requiem, jumps out. Doesn't even matter. He wasted a big resource. But at this point, as long as they keep Falcons at bay, as long as they continue to freeze the waves, it'll always be a small win for Blacklist.
Matilda's just... It's a force. It's a force to be reckoned with. It's an airline, right? Because even earlier on, the amount of times that Kimpoy has been able to save his friend's skin, that was even before he was able to secure the Flask of the Oasis. Now he has it, so it's going to be that much harder for Falcons to look for the opening that they so rightly deserve.
Okay.
Leo?
Another chance to try to look for a steal, but the Astral Echo reveals all 4 of them, and Leo gets zoned away before he can even do anything to the Lord. Still a puncture ready, but I don't think Leo wants to go for it. It's an easy take for Blacklist, and a good trade, actually, from Falcons. This is the only trade he can get. It's not a good trade on paper, but considering the situation Falcons have been placed in by Blacklist, that's the first turret in the game, first objective for Falcons.
Those were the kind of plays that I really was expecting from Falcons when they were already behind like 5K, 6K gold. It took them this long for them to go like, all right, hey, Blacklist, they're playing with fire. Let's not fight fire with fire. Let's look for something else.
Let's look for water.
Let's look for water. Look for something else on the map. Don't try to go head-to-head with them. And they do finally get a little bit in exchange. I understand, like you mentioned, it's not the best trade that they can get, but it's literally the only choice they got at this moment, right? They can maybe perhaps utilize Leo to go for a split. Even that is quite difficult with how pressuring Dominic is. But what?
Final Requiem with a spatial migration only onto Hulk, now caught in Earth Shatter. The turret's gonna be falling down. The Rindo actually gets down, and the final slash connects onto Owl, but he's still free hitting somehow, some way. Leo forced back all the way inside of the base, and Team Falcons are looking for a defense that might not be possible at this point. Venice Rage used up onto Hulk. The Mirror's Passion canceled out by a circling Eagle, and Owl is just free hitting, taking them down one by one. It's a double kill, a desperate Earth Shatter Flicker combo as Owl picks up a triple, and it's a Maniac Savage! Not in time. Blacklist gets the win early.
The first Maniac